Hey Dad,
Yes, son?
I have a question lang ha. What is the alternate response type of test?
Lipad na naman ang isip ko.
Lilipad na naman ang isip ko.
Lumilipad na naman ang isip ko.
Lilipad na naman ang isip.
Oh, son. Alternative response test. Or what we call the true or false test. Consists of declarative statements that student is asked to mark true or false.
But Dad, how can you construct an alternate response type of test?
Son, in constructing alternate response test, there are guidelines. First, do not give a hint in the body of the question. For example, parabola is shaped like a bulb. True or false?
true, 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 true,
No.
true, 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 true.
Okay.
Rule number 2. Avoid using the words always, never, often, and other words that tend to be either always true or always false. Example: ABS-CBN is always open. So it is obvious that it is false because ABS-CBN is now closed. Rule number 3. Avoid long sentences as this tends to be true. Keep sentences short. For example, parabola is symmetric to the vertical line x equals h. The line x equals h is the axis of symmetry of the parabola. The axis passes through the vertex of the parabola. In that example, it is obvious that the sentence is true.
A few moments later.
Rule number 4. Avoid trick statement with some minor misleading word or spelling anomaly, misplaced phrases, and others. A wise student who does not know the subject matter may detect the strategy and get the answer correctly. Example: 300 Island is located in the Philippines. This example is obviously a false because in the Philippines there are only 100 islands and not 300 islands. Rule number 5. Avoid quoting verbatim from the reference material or textbooks. This practice sends the wrong signal to the students that it is necessary to memorize a textbook word for word, while not giving importance to the acquisition of highest level thinking skills. Rule number 6. Avoid specific determiners or give away qualifiers. Students quickly learn that strongly worded statements are more likely to be false than true. Statements with never, no, or always. Moderately worded statements are more likely to be true than false. Statements that are moderately worded use many, often, sometimes, generally, frequently, or some should be avoided. For example, some Filipino are K-pop fans. That example is a false because not all Filipinos are K-pop fans. Rule number 7. With true or false questions, avoid a grossly disproportionate number of either true or false statements, or even patterns in the occurrence of true and false statements. For example, the test is 1 to 10. the proportion of the true and false answer must be 5:5 and not 7:5. And the answers must not be like 1 to 5 is true and 6 to 10 is false, because the student may know that it has a pattern. Rule number 8, avoid double negatives, because this makes the test item unclear and definitely will confuse the students. Example, gasolines are not intangible. That question may confuse the student. And that are the guidelines in constructing alternate response test.